Hey team, I want to talk to you today about how to have an effective one-on-one with your team members. So you've gotten to experience some of this through our one-on-one time together, but I want you to understand what the roadmap is so that you can do that with your team members. So 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, "So encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing." I think that verse reminds us that a one-on-one in this ministry setting isn't exactly what you might have experienced in the business or corporate world. It has a much stronger care component, and the idea is that we are wanting our team members to develop and grow. So with that in mind, we're going to look at what a one-on-one is not, first of all. So a one-on-one, is not about you. I know you are the leader, but this is time for your team member to open up, to talk about themselves, to help them grow. If you've ever led a small group, then you know the 20% rule. The idea that as the leader, you talk about 20% of the time, while the rest of the time is for your group members to share. The idea is that you get the other person opening up and talking so that you can help them figure out where they're at and where they can go. Let's see. So some team members are going to struggle with this because it's uncomfortable talking about ourselves sometimes. We want to talk about how our team is doing, even just our family, but it might be hard for them to open up about themselves. But I encourage you that as you ask them some questions, it might open them up to this idea. So have a plan for how the time will go. But don't be married to your agenda, because it is important to let the Holy Spirit lead, especially as you are building new relationships, or there might be something going on in your team member's life that you don't know about until you have that one-on-one meeting with them. So even though you should walk in with a plan, let them kind of take the lead. Be attentive to the voice of the Holy Spirit and how you can encourage your team member. If this is a new relationship, if they're new to your team, or if you are a new leader to them, these first couple of one-on-ones are going to be about building that relationship, building trust, building equity, and it's going to take time. As you get to know each other, the questions are going to get deeper. So one final thought on what this time does not need to be. I don't want you to over-spiritualize it. I know we're in a ministry setting, but be sensitive to the Holy Spirit, but also let it be a time of conversation, getting to know each other, and just don't think about it too hard. So what are some questions? So the first thing you can do, actually, I think it's one of the best things you can do, ask questions. So I'm going to read you a list of questions, and they will be in the chat. So not in the chat, but in the at the bottom of this video. And I'll also send you an email with these questions, and you don't have to go through all of them in your one-on-one time, but use these as kind of a roadmap of how you can get to know your team members better. So, how are you doing? How is your family doing? People love to talk about their family. Is there anything new going on? How are you doing with the goals you set? If you're having any progress, regression, how can you help with that? How is your relationship with God right now? Anything you are praying for or believing for right now? Has God been challenging you with anything? What are you thankful for in this season? Not everything we talk about in our one-on-ones is going to be something hard or something we're struggling with. Get them talking about what God is doing that is amazing them in their life right now. That is also part of growth. What is something new you are learning? What is a next step God is leading you towards? And how can I help in any of these areas? And do you need anything from me? These are all great questions. So with this list, you'll pretty much fill up, if you get them talking about any one of these, you'll pretty much fill up your time. And I would say that keep your one-on-one time to under an hour. Remember, this is not a one-shot deal. These will build on each other as you get to know each other. So if you've said that your meeting is going to go from 3 to 4, try and keep it at that time. Respect and honor their time. Finally, as you are doing this and you are building trust, you need to rinse and repeat. This is a continual process, so don't give up. This needs to be on a regular basis. I would recommend monthly, but don't give up. Be encouraged that this takes time and that your team members will grow as a result of this, and so will you. And the first couple of times might be a little rocky, but keep digging in, and I promise you that if you follow these steps, you will be able to have an effective one-on-one with your team.